Dr. Askew, I wanted to ask you a question about what you think about the situation here in Kinston, North Carolina. I know you're a very instrumental guy in the real estate game here, and I just want to ask you a few questions about, or get your thoughts, rather, from a professional standpoint on the property wars and the gentrification process that is going on in the Martin Luther King corridor.
I'm Dr. Askew, and I wanted to bring up these issues too, about different areas as well as the Martin Luther King, the Highway 11 as we would call it, area. Well, I want to say in closing on that other point about what we're trying to do here is to help the community have a community care center. This community care center will deal with all the problems concerning black people, and this is a poor section of the town. The pizza man won't even deliver pizza here because he's scared that something might happen. No white person comes to this area for any particular reason. Now, this is why I want to preserve the building that I'm in.
Give me a little basic, your opinion on what you think is happening and what you think needs to happen.
Well, I will speak specifically about the Martin Luther King area because that's the area that I own property in, or if I don't own it, then a relative or corporation owns it bearing our name. Now, I am aware of that, and I'm aware of the others as well. What is happening here in Kinston is that the city and a private group of investors, white investors, they are interested in acquiring property in this area, very much like in Washington, D.C., because this is considered the ghetto. It's considered the combat era where black people have been living for years, and they want to take it over now and buy the houses cheap. They want to offer some people a small piece of money for the land so they can redevelop it, and that they can open up stores and hire somebody for minimum wage, one or two, maybe blacks. It's really a situation where you perpetuate slavery, because the person who's making minimum wage, he can never acquire too much of nothing. But this is the kind of thing that's going on. They're trying to take the properties in this area and they want to tear them down. They got a list of all these houses they want to tear down, and they want to take it over, and so that they can sell it to these commercial people who are coming in with money naturally. But here again, it's going to take time to do that, but they're working on it, tearing down these houses and taking over. To me, that's the same process, not genocide, but a taking without just compensation. Now, in the white areas, what they've done, they pay the people, and but they pay them good prices. Over here, they will appoint sometime a black man in charge of the takeover every now and then. I know that to happen, and I'm not going to call them the names. But they will take over, and he will call you and make an offer, but it's a ridiculous offer. It's not what they would do in the white areas that they have decided to dominate. And what they're doing is they want to build some projects, similar projects, what they call now housing, little flats, housing, single family, or either residential pieces of property, residential homes for the poor. But at the same time, that's happening very slowly as well. We have no community development here in this area, which is needed greatly. In the Martin Luther King area, community development, these houses need to be revitalized. I say instead of tearing down a house, why don't we rebuild, renovate some of the houses with government funds, which we as taxpayers have paid money for years on, and a lot of us have paid money in taxes over the years, and let us benefit from some of our tax dollars. So that's the kind of situation we have. They like to take I have prime property on Martin Luther King Drive, and I do know that they would love to take it, not pay me just compensation for it, but they would love to just take it and then put something else here and get some more slaves and put them in there working at minimum wages. One or two will do, that's the name of it. One or two, one is enough, two will do, and maybe if it's commercial, a second shift of black people at minimum wages. Now, what I want to do is I want to have a community center in this area that will serve the community needs. Single parents, those who don't have a mother or father, but have children. And I want to deal with some of the alcoholic problems and the dope problems here. I want to deal with that and have a free service and help people with their health problems, where we can transport them to the various areas, like the hospital if need be, a doctor's office if need be. We need a transportation service. We can do this right here. We can have free housing, where the government might eventually come in and take over. We can deal with some of these people who have health problems, psychological problems, mental problems, right here in our own community, and religious problems. We can even deal with that by having pastoral counseling and have doctors and nurses coming in pro bono, and lawyers, professional people that can do things for this community,